But here's a look at the notable signings so far in January. Niclas Füllkrug has gone to Milan from West Ham. He made 9 appearances in all competitions for the Hammers this season. No goals. Last season was productive, though, with Dortmund. He had 15 goals in 43 appearances in all competitions and also went to the Champions League final a couple of seasons ago. Manor Solomon, on the other hand, he's on loan from Tottenham. He was with Villarreal to start the season on loan. He was promoted with Leeds United not too long ago. He's off to Fiorentina and already making a bit of an impact. He helped Moise Kean, didn't he, with that goal? So we're going to talk about some of the Serie A teams and see where they need to strengthen as the winter window comes to a close. Let's start with Milan, actually, because they've already done some business, haven't they, with Niclas Füllkrug, who you like, Marco, right?
I like the profile because the amount of times that I've had to watch Milan play a game without a center forward and without an outlet up top because they've had to play sometimes Leao and Pulisic, Leao and Nkunku, whatever the duo is, but they don't have a center forward who could hold up play, a center forward who they could cross into the box to, and a team like Milan that wants to fight for the Scudetto, you need a proper number 9. So he is that old school number 9. Can he do it in Italy? That's still to be seen. He's not coming off of the best experience, but the profile is the right one. The next position that they need, for me, is a center back. You watch the back line when they were without Gabbia and they put De Winter in, one of the reasons why they didn't go further in the Supercoppa. They're being linked with 2 names that I think are interesting. Kim Min-jae, we remember him from Napoli when he won the Scudetto, and Muharemovic. So different profiles in terms of experience. One's a little bit more for the future. Muharemovic from Sassuolo. I think both would be really good. And Allegri prides himself on having a great defense, and they do have a great defense, because they defend in numbers. They still are lacking that. And the good news is it seems like Maignan is finally going to renew with Milan. That's like a new signing. The fact that he's going to stay at the club, top-class goalkeeper, I'm happy they found a deal on the renewal.
Very quickly, if you had to pick one of the rumoured...
Kim.
You would go with Kim Min-jae?
Yep.
Yeah, OK.
Experience.
Big return to Serie A. Grell, what about Inter then, on the other hand, another Scudetto chaser?
When I think about Inter, I think that they have, in Serie A, they have the best striking depth. They have Lautaro Martinez and Thuram, that are the 2, you could argue, the 2 best strikers in the league, 2 number 9s that score goals. And then behind them, Boni and Pio Esposito, right? 2 exciting players. Pio's been doing it in all the competitions as well. Boni speaks for himself, really good for what they have. Midfield 3. Maybe best in Italy, maybe one of the best in Europe. You could argue that maybe Napoli's is just as good as Inter. But then they have 3 guys behind that as well. Fratesi, Sucic, Mkhitaryan, Zielinski, those rotation. So if you have to strengthen somewhere, it's right wing back and center back. Marco made a great point a couple weeks ago that when Dumfries is not playing, Inter looks like a different team. And it's night and day. And it's not that Dumfries brings out loads of quality, but he does bring a big engine, and he hurts you, I think, on the attacking end and doesn't make a lot of mistakes on the defensive end. So a right wing back would be something that I would look at for them, even if it's just to add depth, and a center back. Acerbi's aging. Akanji's not really that center. I'm talking about the center of the center backs, right? Because they play with 2 Bracetti. The one in the middle, right? That's really important. As Acerbi cannot play in all the competitions, we saw them fumble all 3 competitions at the end of last season. Can they add someone there? And in the right wing-back position, can they add someone like Wilfried Singo from Galatasaray, who played in Italy, who has experience at Torino, big, powerful guy. For the other positions, can Lukumi be there at Inter? Can he play that level? Because they're lacking physicality and speed at the heart of the defense with Acerbi. Can Lukumi be the guy there? Can Murillo from Nottingham Forest? Those are just some options.
No, he's unavailable, actually.
That I'm thinking.
You do have a lot of concerns about Acerbi when we see him play. He has obviously so many great qualities, but it is a concern sometimes. What about Napoli then? The other one that's the 3 at the top. What do they need, Marco?
So Napoli, it's because they've had a lot of injuries. That is the reason why I'm going with a lot of these positions. Winger, we know Neres is out. There's rumors that Lang could potentially be leaving. So I think that a winger could be something that they have to look at as an additional attacking threat. There's a couple names that they've been linked to. Federico Chiesa is one of them. Loriente from Sassuolo.
Would you like that?
I want Chiesa to go anywhere. Anywhere in Italy, I'll be happy. Absolutely. In the center midfield as well, we've seen how many times have Napoli been without any center midfielder. They had to play Elmas as a holding midfielder, and Elmas is a more attack-minded player, so they're weak in that position when Gilmour was out. Kobe Mainoo from Manchester United is as well another name. We'll see now that they have a new coach coming in, we have to see how those dynamics will work, and a center forward. Lukaku's injury is being pushed back further and further. We were hoping he'd be back by next week. It seems like that recovery is going to be longer. Lorenzo Luca has not been good enough. He is not Napoli level. He's linked with Nottingham Forest. Maybe that's more his level than the champions of Italy. And maybe they're talking about Dovbyk as a potential other center forward. Not a name that I go crazy about, but you need another name if Lukaku's not coming back.
If you could only have one of these, what would you have?
A winger.
A winger, okay.
Probably not a smart choice. But.
Okay, what about Juventus then? With Spalletti, they have quite a few problems listed here.
Yeah, that number 10 is not like a traditional number 10. It's the one that plays behind the striker because they play in that way. It's Yildiz on the left side in that number 10 position. On the right, they've gone with Conceição. They tried Miretti there yesterday. I thought he was okay, but again, I think they can use something different there. Žegrov, I would love to see him from the start. I think that's probably the least where they need to add, but that's an important spot for them if you're going to add 3 spots. Center forward position, I get it. Listen, I love David. I love the story. Spalletti runs 50 yards to go give him a hug. He's part of the team. I understand all that. He's a fantastic person, fantastic player. They don't have the guy that breaks everything in the front. That's really does the damage that well, they signed 70 million for Vlahovic, what they were expecting. So we need to see that. Openda hasn't been the option. David hasn't been the answer. And a center back. I really like Sole from Udinese. I think they need a center back that can play. I think they need a center back that can put the ball down and create. Kelly is not Juventus standard. Gatti is not Juventus standard.
Great shout.
Kalulu as well. I think he's okay on the ball, but when you have Bremer there, who's a big, athletic, powerful presence, he's not great with the ball at his feet. They need someone who can play. Soleil, by the way, can do it all. Powerful guy, can play, has played in some really good clubs as well. Now he's at Udinese, so that's just an option there. But these are the areas that I think would really help.
The other day, you told me not a number 10. You said Chiesa couldn't. Where's he going to fit in the attack? Chiesa would be perfect there.
Yeah, I don't think Chiesa is. Yeah, exactly. I don't think Chiesa is the.
Oh, he'll fit there.
That's not his best position.
There's a lot of pressure.
It could work.
Right, on Juventus if they bring in another attacker to actually get it right for what they want for the team, because how many transfers have we seen now that have been so expensive that's sitting on the bench? Roma, Marco, the last one.
Yes, so I don't think they're in the Scudetto race. Maybe if they got this right, it could help. Center back, they're talking about Dragushin potentially because we've talked about the weaknesses. They've had to promote 20-year-old Ziolkowski to that position. He's had some mistakes in him. He's looked okay, but you can't rely on him. An attacking midfielder and a center forward. I've kind of bunched these two together. Raspadori and Zirkzee are the profiles. I'll just say it straight. I think they would give Gasperini what he wants. Gasperini judges the strength of a team by how they attack. Roma are terrible in attack. They lack the build-up. They lack the creation. It's like they have to walk the ball into the back of the net. Milan are the opposite. Milan get very few chances. They score in their first one. Roma, it's like they're struggling so much. Zirkzee and Raspadori, they'll do better than what they have right now.